Hey everyone, what I've got here is the SanDisk Ultra 3D solid state drive. This is available in a variety of storage sizes from 250GB all the way up to 4TB, which is the version that I've got. It's a SATA 3 drive, 2.5 inch, and it allows up to 6GB per second of transfer, and that translates as up to 560MB per second for reading and 538MB per second for writing. Now, I have owned this drive for about a week and I have been impressed with the drive so far. I did a few performance tests, a few benchmarking tests for this, and I've been pretty impressed with it so far. In AGA systems, I'm getting about 489MB per second for writing, about 506 for reading, but the scores are a little bit better in Crystal Disk Mark. So yeah, across the board, this does seem to be living up to what it promises. And yeah, in the storage world, that's always good. Now, I've did a few file transfers back and forth between my NVMe drive and this drive, and in my laptop, interestingly, I was getting initially of 600 to 700, 800MB per second reading and writing, and I don't think that's accurate. I'm not sure if Windows isn't quoting that correctly, but it did level out at about 566MB per second. It would jump around between 450, 550, 600MB per second. I'm not sure how accurate those initial transfer speeds are, but yeah, across the board, I am very happy with that. Obviously, this is not going to give you the same transfer speeds as an NVMe drive in an M2 slot, but it's a SATA 3 drive, and for a SATA 3 connection, those speeds are very, very good. As far as what you get in the box, it's quite it's quite basic. All you get is the drive. You get a little basic manual, and that's it. It's really up to you to put this into your laptop or your PC and then screw it all in. But I don't think you're going to have any problems with that. The process is relatively simple. You just have to connect the SATA 3 cable that comes with your motherboard. It should be available in your laptop as well. You might have to buy an upgrade kit like I did to do that. But you just connect that SATA 3 header cable into the port there, and yeah, that's all there is to it. Once you do that and then you reboot your computer, the drive should be recognized as long as you've connected it all okay. It's a very simple drive to install. I don't think anyone's going to have any problems installing the drive. It's relatively simple. So if we jump over to the browser here, you can see the official website. So this is the SanDisk Ultra 3D, and it's worth pointing out that this is made by Western Digital, and they've also got the Western Digital Blue 3D. Now, both of these drives are 100% identical, 100%. So if you're in the market for one of these drives, buy the one which is cheapest. There is absolutely no difference between them. I think that Western Digital, perhaps I think the SanDisk Ultra is for consumers, and then Western Digital one is aimed towards PC builders or something. I don't know, but they are 100% the same. So buy the one that's cheapest. And you can see that it comes in 250GB, 500GB, 1TB, 2TB, and 4TB versions. And prices do go up and down. The prices do change a lot. So check out a website like Camel. Make sure that you're getting this at the best price that you can. The official website doesn't really tell you that much, to be honest. It is missing a lot of important information, in my opinion. The warranty is 5 years on this drive, which I think is really good. Initially, when this drive came out, it was only 3 years, but they have upgraded both of these drives and they are now available with a 5-year warranty, and that's pretty good in my opinion. Now, as I said, they don't tell you a lot of information here. I had to go to another review to check out some more of the specs here. For example, the terabytes written. Up to the 2TB drive there, you can see you can get up to 500 terabytes. Now, I did check another article. The 4TB drive came out later, it only came out earlier this year, and apparently the 4TB drive has got the endurance terabytes written of 600. Now, considering that the 2TB drive has got 500, it's a little bit disappointing. I mean, I would have liked to have seen that being a little bit higher, like 1,000 or 750 or something, but you can see there that it goes from 200 to 400 for the 1TB drive, 500 for the 2TB drive. The actual endurance level, as compared to the capacity of the drive. It actually goes down as you go up to the higher capacities. So that's a little bit disappointing, but it's important to remember that this is a consumer level drive. This is not a professional level drive, but I think that for most people in the 4TB version that I've got, 600 terabytes written should be fine. But if it's not, well, you can check the health of your drive anyway. If I bring over the official app, this is the official application, which is linked on that page that I was referring to there. It's actually, if you go down here, software downloads, there it's there, SanDisk SSD dashboard. And this is my actual laptop, and this is where the drive is installed. Now, every hardware drive, every solid state drive company, they've all got software like this, Samsung, etc. And you can use this in a number of different ways. You've got different options here for updating the firmware. You can check performance and all that as well. Really, I use this in a limited way. I installed this just so that I can check the health of the drive and I can check that everything's okay. The life remaining as well. The life remaining percentage represents the number of remaining writes. So that endurance level, you can check that here in the software. And you can check the temperature and all that. It's just a good way of checking the health of your drive and checking that everything is okay. You can see that I've not really used a lot of this yet. I've downloaded a couple of games. I will be installing more games on this over time. But again, this is a consumer level drive. If you're using this in, an enterprise level in a business, you might want something with a higher endurance level. But for me, especially with a lot of these games, I will be installing these games once, writing to the drive once, and then I'll just be reading the drive. So as far as writing to the drive, I don't think I'll ever get close to that limit. But you do have a 5-year warranty anyway, so I don't think that will be a problem for most people. And at the end of the day, these drives are all designed for different things. Now, it is worth pointing out as well, if I switch back to the browser, you can see here that with the Western Digital Blue 3D version, there is also an option to get it in 2.5 inch, which is what the SanDisk is, 2.5 inch. But with the Western Digital, you can also get it in an M2 format. Now, I know some people might be wondering, why don't you just buy an NVMe drive if you've got an M2 slot? But it is important to recognize that certain motherboards only have slots for SATA drives. Some of them don't have the option for NVMe drives. But also, even if you do have an NVMe drive, there might be other limitations as well. For example, my PC motherboard, the one that I'm recording through right now, has got 3 NVMe M2 drive slots, but because of the limitations of those slots, one is under the GPU card, the other one shares the bandwidth with the X4 slot. I can actually only use one of those slots, just the way that it's worked out, which is why I might turn towards SATA drives such as this. So it depends, if you've got space in your motherboard for one of those M2 drives and you don't have, you can't add an NVMe drive, then you might want to buy the SATA version of it. It's smaller, it's lighter than the 2.5 inch, but I suspect that, outside of laptop users, most people might get the 2.5 inch drive. I don't know, but you do have the option there. You can buy the SanDisk Ultra 3D, or you can buy the the WD Blue 3D version from Western Digital. They are both 100% identical. So far, this has been good for me. The real test for these drives is always long-term. Long-term, how do these drives perform? But with a 5-year warranty, I'm pretty confident that I'm going to get a lot from this. 4 terabytes is a lot for a lot of storage for me, a lot of storage for anyone, but it's kind of what you need now. Games are getting bigger, video files are getting bigger, and for me, using these kind of files every single day, this is the kind of drive that I wanted to get in my laptop. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this look at the SanDisk Ultra. I'll leave all the links and all the websites that I link to. I'll leave a link to all that down below. I'll leave links to Amazon so you can check out the latest price as well. Let me know what you think about the drive down below in the comment area, and I will speak to you all in the next one. Take care.